Hello, Gary Hernandez here, and welcome to Cane Self-Defense with Master Gary Hernandez. In this cane video tip, I'm going to give you a way you can train when you're on a budget. Now, if you're like me, most of us are on a tight budget these days, and you want to be able to pick up your training skills. There might be a time when you don't have a partner with you, or you can't get to your training facility, or basically you don't have the money to buy more expensive new designed equipment. So you're going to use whatever you have at hand. But one of the things you can do, especially if you want to be able to have a situation where someone's throwing a punch or someone's coming at you with a knife, and you want to be able to move faster and harder without causing injury to a partner if you do have one, and if you don't have a partner, how do I create that same feeling? Well, that's pretty simple. You simply go to a dollar store and you buy a pool noodle. Now, this is not a brand new creative idea I came up with. This has been around for a very long time. My school's been doing this for a long time, and so has a lot of people. So basically, you just take a dollar pool noodle from the dollar store, and you can probably find them cheaper if you look around and get a bundle of them. And you take whatever you have available. Now I'm going to show you two different ways I did it. Number one, I'm going to use bobs since I have a bob, and I'm going to create an arm. Now, they do make brand new bobs that have arms and legs, but let me tell you something. The price of them, they're going to cost you an arm and a leg. Yes, it's a bad joke, I know. But because I have an old bob, I'm going to go ahead and show you how I did this. All I did was simple. I took that dollar pool noodle, and I took an old karate belt. You can use whatever you want, rope, belt, anything. And I tied it around it to where I can adjust it. Now, what's good about this pool noodle is the fact that you can make the length of this training arm for whatever length you want. Now, I stood next to it and I kind of stuck my hand out and closed my hand like I had a knife, and I gave it about my reach. But again, you can extend it for somebody taller with a longer reach, or even somebody shorter. So now you have a training arm. Now, you can simply take whatever you want. And what's good about these pool noodles, by the way, real quick, also, if you want to, you can also, most canes will fit in them. So you have a little bit of some kind of foam around your cane if you don't want to damage it, or if you're going light with somebody. I don't suggest you go full speed with one of them on and hit somebody while you're training. And if your cane doesn't fit, you can simply cut down the side of one end of it and then open it up and expand it around your cane. You can do that easily with this. But going back to the arm. Now I've got my arm, and I'm going to use a training knife. This is a high polymer. This is a Sharky training knife. I have a lot of these. Give a shout out to my very good friend Morgan Thomas. He's the owner and creator of Sharky Knives. Just go type in sharky.com and you're going to see his training page. Let me tell you something. These are the best knives you can get for training. It's hard polymer, basically indestructible, and he's got some that have the felt tip that you can chalk, so when you're practicing knife stuff, you can see whether or not you got somebody, and vice versa. So check out Sharky Knives. Now from here, I'm going to put my training knife in. It gives it a little bit of weight, so if you put too heavy of a knife, it's going to drop. So from here, and you can put any kind of training knife you want in there. Just remember, you want something that's not going to break easily, because you're on a budget, and then you want something that it's not going to be too heavy to weigh it down, like I said. But you can adjust this. So I'm going to adjust it about here. Now from here, you can simply step to one side and hit. The knife will fly out, because just think, when you hit somebody in that wrist, they're going to lose that blade. So now the knife flew out. So I simply, and I have a lot of these, so I'll put it back in. Now if you don't want to always keep knocking it out, you can practice slow. You go, adjusting. I can adjust this pool noodle to where now it's like he's crossing into my stomach. And I can go to one side, smack that, and then hit the individual. I can adjust it as though he's going up toward my face. And I don't want to stab in the face, so I can simply block it and hit. If I don't want to use the training knife, I can take it out. I can put a small stick in there. I can put whatever I want, as long as it's not too heavy. And if it's going to weigh it down, then I'm going to have to put something to prop it up more. But now I can stick it as though they're throwing a punch, block that arm, I can do a redirecting and hit. And when I do the redirecting, as I redirect it, it's giving me that distance as though that person really threw a punch, and I have the proper distance that I can practice the technique with. I can even come in, I can use my crooked horn to knock that arm down and strike. So the pool noodle, when you're on a budget, makes a great training tool. Now, I'm gonna move the camera, so we're gonna get a little bit of movement. You don't have a bob, but let's move this guy a little bit. You have a Wave Master. You can do the same thing. Now, if you notice, I got 2 pool noodles in this one because I'm going to give it a left and a right arm because not every attacker is a right-handed. Again, if I want to be a lefty with a knife, boom, pop my knife in. And Wave Masters aren't that expensive. You can get a cheap one. Remember I said this in my last video. You can buy a cheap one, probably, garage sale, flea market, online. You can get between, I'm telling you, between $10 and $30, $40, depending on the condition. And they're portable. So now you buy cheap Wave Master, $1 pool noodle. You can pick up whatever. You can even buy a toy knife if you want to. Granted, it might just break. You can go to the dollar store, get a $1 toy knife, $1 pool noodle. You invested $2, and whatever you have that you can attach it to. Doesn't have to be a Wave Master. Whatever you want. You can tie it around a tree. Now from here, same thing. I could come in, block it, hit, or I could actually consider it an arm, block it again, and strike. I could be here, move it, and strike. So the pool noodle is a great training tool when you're on a budget. I'd suggest getting some, attaching it to something, and now you got proper distance. You can and adjust it. Make that person tall, make that person short. Give that person 2 arms to when you block one side, you gotta block the other, and you gotta strike. Create whatever scenario you want. Have fun with it. Enjoy your training. And now you can move fast. You can move really fast. And if you tear it up, it's $1. So hopefully this training tip helps. Pick some up, have some fun, get creative, and hopefully everything works out well and you enjoy yourself at the same time. Remember what I always say, take these training tips, make them yours. Gary Nash, thank you, and I will see you guys very soon.